Colorado snowpack peaks today climatologically on this April the 8th, and unfortunately, Colorado snowpack is going to finish with its lowest peak since 2018, and that is mostly thanks to a very weak season across our southern mountains, the San Juans, the Sangre de Cristos, the Arkansas River basins. Again, this would be the San Juan, the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, even on up into the Saguache, the Wet Mountains. That's where you really struggle with snowpack, with generally only about 2/3 of the typical snowfall in those mountains that we typically get. Now, across most of our mountains here in Colorado, we finish with a decent season, right around 100% of our season-to-date snowpack, of our season-to-date peak for us here across our central and northern mountains. So most of you, if you were along the I-70 corridor, across our, say, the Gore Mountains, on up into the parks, the Elkheads, the Flat Tops, most of those mountains did fairly well this season. The issue is our southern mountains. It's been a rough go of things, especially over the last 3 to 4 months. So we had a really great start with that big November storm, but since then, we just haven't gotten the consistent snowfall, and that means we're going to finish with our lowest season in the San Juans and the Sangre de Cristos since 2018 there as well. For most of our central and northern mountains, I should say, though, we finished again with, that near average season. Now, some of those implications, right? What does this mean? Is this going to mean a big fire season? Well, of course, that depends on a number of different factors, but it does mean for sure for our southern mountains that the exposure to fires will start earlier than usual. So for southern Colorado, that wildfire season could begin as early as, say, May for us when that snowpack melts off, which will probably be at some point in mid to late May. That is one initial concern. Another one is, of course, a lot of the headwaters for, say, the Arkansas, the San Juan, the Rio Grande River. They're all based here in southern Colorado. So that means those waters will be a lot weaker and a lot less flow from those rivers. Again, the Arkansas, the Rio Grande, and the San Juan rivers in particular will be the ones that suffer. The Colorado River, about average in terms of the season there. So a little less impact to the Colorado River, the Yampa River, the North Platte, the South Platte, less impact in those river basins. Final one, of course, is that if we get that less snowpack and we melt that off quickly, there's less moisture to evaporate, and that can also mean perhaps some drought conditions that set in across southern Colorado a little bit sooner. That's a little TBD. That's a bit more of a different factor to things, but overall, I think one of the main things we want to take away from this, a below average snowpack season for our southern mountains and about an average snowpack season for our central and northern mountains here in Colorado.